all-terrain vehicles in a family's tragedy. Need to take care of that traffic ticket? Here's help. Stay safe, keep healthy. Here's Lifeline.
We were on a vacation trip to Rocky Point, and we've always had ATVs, all-terrain vehicles, and dune buggies, and Eric was 11. And he was not allowed to ride the ATV. But my wife had gone down to the beach. Eric had stayed up at the condo to read his book. And there were a couple other kids there that got on quads. And Eric jumped on and followed him. There was a pickup truck that was going 50 with 4 locals, workers in the truck. Eric crossed the road, didn't see the truck, and the truck hit him. Eric never regained consciousness, and he stopped breathing and his heart stopped just as they were landing in Tucson. Eric was killed 10 years ago. And my life will never be the same. Ultimately, I lost my best friend. I lost my marriage. And we need to understand that. It's our responsibility as paramedics, firefighters, police officers, and parents to really provide a safe environment for our kids to grow up in. If you think back to the last time you talked to somebody who had lost somebody, what do you say? You know, I'm sorry for your loss. It just doesn't get it. And to try to put yourself in their position, it's impossible.
If I had to live without you, what kind of life would that be?
So that's why I did the video. And then I started using the video to teach healthcare workers like paramedics and firefighters what it's really like. But we tend to depersonalize it as survival, and we think about the heart attack, the drowning, the child that was hit by a car. We think of them as the pedestrian. And what I did with the video was to personalize it, to put a face on it. And it is so important that we remember 6,500 children are killed every year to preventable injuries. And it's like, the impact is so great. And the paramedics and the firefighters and the police officers, that's our number one job, is to take care of people who can't take care of themselves, and to teach parents the importance of what every single life means. Incidents, accidents, injuries are 100% preventable. There's no reason children should be killing themselves with handguns when they find them, when we can put locks on them. There's no reason for a child to be scalded by reaching up and grabbing hot water off the stove when we can teach a parent to turn the handles in. I mean, we have so much impact on their environment and their future. We just have to think about it. A lot of common sense. Most of all, it's important to realize if it can happen to me, it can really happen to you. I've been doing this for 35 years. I should know how to prevent injuries and deaths. If it can happen to me, it can happen to you. Our lives are so busy now. You know, husbands and wives both work, some of them work 2 jobs, some of them, and we tend to leave kids growing up on their own. And I would say cherish every moment you have with them. Take every opportunity to tell them that you love them, because they might not be here tomorrow.
As you now know, all-terrain vehicles are very dangerous, especially so for children. Hello, I'm Sergeant James Ogden of the Pima County Sheriff's Department. I'm also Eric Ogden's uncle. I'm here to share some safety tips with you and your family about ATVs. The American Academy of Pediatrics and the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons recommend that no one under the age of 16 be permitted to operate an ATV. Engine power versus physical size, strength and inexperience could combine in very dangerous ways. ATV operators under the age of 16 are nearly 4 times more likely to be injured or die from injuries suffered while riding an all-terrain vehicle. The Consumer Product Safety Commission reported that in 2003, all-terrain vehicles had helped cause over 125,000 injuries and deaths in the United States. All drivers, regardless of age, should wear helmets and take safety classes. Riding double is never recommended. For those who ride, keep your head and eyes up and be aware of your surroundings. ATVs have also had an impact on our public wildlands. Operators should never operate off-road motorized vehicles in any publicly owned washes, waterways, or open areas, and only with written notarized permission by the owner on private land. I hope none of you ever experiences the tragedy that my family did with Eric Ogden's death. I'm Sergeant Ogden, asking your family to please stay safe.
Yes, I have gotten a traffic ticket, and my excuse was, but I can't afford it. It wasn't me.
We bought new tires for the car, and they said that they were oversized, so the speedometer might be a little off.
It was that my mom was on her way to the hospital.
Oh yeah, I've heard a lot of excuses. Excuses such as I'm late to my kid's plays, to a doctor's appointment, I'm having really bad stomach issues.
He tore it up, and that was that.
He gave me a verbal warning, and I got to see the opening of Star Wars on time.
I didn't get away with it.
It doesn't depend on the excuse so much, just kind of, officer discretion.
If you weren't able to convince the officer not to give you a ticket, here's how you can take care of your civil traffic or parking ticket at the Tucson City Court downtown. Now we're inside the court building. If you were charged with a civil traffic violation and not a parking ticket, you have 3 options. Option 1, plead responsible and pay your fine by mail, by phone, or on the website. The website is also a good place to go if you have questions about your options. If you choose to come to court to take care of your ticket in person, you'll have to clear security. Please remember to leave any weapons or anything that could be considered a weapon at home. Right next to security is the Public Services Lobby, where you can pay your fine.
Now serving D457.
Option number 2, plead not responsible and request a hearing by mail, which you can do on page 4 of the bond card. If you did not get a bond card, please call the court. Your case will be assigned to a courtroom at a later date. You'll eventually meet with a magistrate in a courtroom that looks like this. And here's option 3.
You technically can pass more than one at a time as long as you can do so safely.
It's a defensive driving program. You must attend class on or before your court date. To see if you are eligible, call or go online. You must call to make a reservation, and please remember to bring a copy of your citation and the fee to class. We've been talking about your options for a civil traffic violation. If you want to pay a parking fine or request a hearing, the steps are the same. A notice will be sent about your parking ticket reminding you to take action before your appearance date. If you come to visit us, you must remember that court staff or a magistrate cannot give you advice about which option to choose in resolving your ticket. You must make that decision yourself or with the advice of an attorney that you hire. Whatever your reason for visiting Tucson City Court, we hope you have a pleasant visit.